Hi there everybody, this is David, and I want to talk about Dragon Quest today. We saw the Dragon Quest XII Beyond Dreams being announced just the other day, and some eagle-eye fans noticed Angel Falls from Dragon Quest IX in that trailer. Which kind of begs the question, like, are we going to be going back to previous Dragon Quests in the dreams of Dragon Quest XII Beyond Dreams? Are we going to be, like, revisiting pivotal past scenarios from the franchise in the dream world? How is this going to work? Well, today I want to talk about all that, the other Dragon Quest remakes that are definitely going on, as well as the fate of Final Fantasy. And that's totally worth the sub as you come and you join in party and you level on up with me. Thank you so much for your sub, your like, and your brand new hype. It helps me out a ton. So we already know that they're remaking the Dragon Quests. They've already done 1, 2, 3, as well as 7. And whenever 7 came out, a lot of people were like, you know, why aren't we going from 1, 2, 3 right on to 4? Or, you know, the Zenithon trilogy, going in maybe a chronological order, maybe doing 6 next. Why are we skipping all the way to 7, which really has nothing at all to do with any of the other Dragon Quest games, you know? So to answer that question, Yuji Horii pretty much came out and he was like, well, we're doing it because it was done first, which implies that, you know, all the other ones are also being worked on. So we know that 4, 5, and 6 are being worked on. We know that maybe 9 is being worked on and a possibility of a remaster of 8. I think that their goal is to get all the Dragon Quest games on a current available system so that they can easily be played by the time that Dragon Quest XII does come out. So that could be like a really smart business decision for Yuji Horii. So then he can use Dragon Quest XII as kind of like a love letter and a send-off to the series, a tribute to Akira Toriyama and Sugiyama, you know, considering they unfortunately passed during the production of 12 Flames of Fate before it was then moved on to Beyond Dreams. So maybe like by going back and revisiting these old locales, these old friendly faces, they're kind of like celebrating their legacy and the legacy of Dragon Quest, and then having all these games that are available to play on the Nintendo Switch, on the PlayStation, on the PC, whatever. You know, people will be playing 12, and they'll be like, wait, this is a reference to 1, or 4, or 6, or 7, or whatever? Maybe I should go back and play that game too. So like a love letter sort of thing. I think that'd be really cool. I mean, imagine falling asleep and going to like a dream world and like reliving the assault on Moonbrook in Dragon Quest II, seeing things that were referenced in the game, but we never got to see. Like maybe seeing the attack on Hawk's Nest in Dragon Quest I by the Dragon Lord. Maybe actually seeing or experiencing the children of Ismet being kidnapped before the events of Dragon Quest IV. Maybe like a dream that shows what happened whenever you're a statue in Dragon Quest V. Like a dream showing Sancho's journey along with the kids to find, you know, your statue body or the Staff of Storos in order to, you know, restore that statue, a dream for that. Maybe a dream showing like the fate of Ortega after he fell into the volcano in Dragon Quest III. Like the possibilities are literally endless of the things that we can go back and experience if we are going back into these other Dragon Quest games, which the trailer does seem to, you know, say. If it's showing Angel Falls from Dragon Quest IX, who's to say that it's not showing other things? And I haven't played 10, because it's an MMO and also because it's Japanese only, but some other people were saying that some locales from Dragon Quest X were also shown. So, you know, that just, again, begs the question, what exactly are we going back to see? What exactly is in this dream world? And that then leads me on to Final Fantasy. We have the two big boys, the two big hitters in Square Enix. You can't talk about Dragon Quest without talking about Final Fantasy. And just as Dragon Quest kind of grew up on the NES and the SNES with their first 6 games, Dragon Quest 1, 2, 3, 4 were on the NES, 5, 6 on the SNES, Final Fantasy, same deal, 1, 2, 3 on the NES, 4, 5, 6 on the SNES. Those are ripe for remakes as well. And we know that Final Fantasy has had like a lot of ports and stuff over the years, but they never got full-on complete remakes. at least not to the standard of these Dragon Quest remakes. And we know that Square Enix has been like thriving lately because of the success of these Dragon Quest remakes. They have gone with their financial records and everything, and they've said, our HD game sales are really doing better than expected, and they're powered on by these games that we didn't think were going to sell all that well, like, the Dragon Quest remakes, these HD 2D games. So Final Fantasy has those first 6 games, they've been remade, but not really. They got ported to the Game Boy Advance, where they got like bonus dungeons and extra job classes in 5. You could change around your characters for like the final dungeon, and 4 bonus dungeons at the end, extra magicite in 6, things like that. So like some extra bonuses, but the main skeleton of the game was the same. 3 and 4 did get remakes on the Nintendo DS, so that's the closest, but they're just not that good. I've got to say, they're just not that good. 3 is just like, it just needs help. And 4, like, they ramped up the difficulty to an astronomical level. And don't come after me and say, the difficulty of Final Fantasy IV DS is the exact same as the difficulty of the Japanese version of the SNES, Final Fantasy IV. Because it's not. Played them both. It's not. In only one of those games will you get one shot and killed and destroyed by a sandworm in the desert around Kaipo, and that's the DS version of the game. The difficulty in the DS version of the game, Final Fantasy IV, is astronomical. That is fake news. I feel like one person on Reddit said it a long time ago, and everybody just kind of went with it, and it was like, I don't know, I'm just going to blindly say this constantly. But it's not true. The difficulty of that DS version of the game is astronomical. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I've just got to say, I feel like they're leaving a lot of money on the table by not going back and doing the same thing to Final Fantasy that they are doing with Dragon Quest. We've heard rumors and tales of a Final Fantasy IX remake. We've heard swirlings about it. Maybe it's out there. We know that 7 is getting redone as well, but that's like a 3-part thing. I feel like, they could go back and they could do like an HD 2D thing for 1 through 3. But then I feel like 4, 5, and 6 kind of need their own thing. It would be nice if they gave all of the Final Fantasies like their own identity, their own thing. But kind of like how Dragon Quest VII has like its own thing, you know what I mean? Its own graphical style. It'd be cool to see like its own graphical style for the Final Fantasy games as well. But that might not be feasible, but it would be kind of cool, especially for Final Fantasy VI. I would love to see the unique flair that they gave to Final Fantasy VI in some kind of remake. I think that really does deserve it. I think that if they went back and they see what they're doing with Dragon Quest, they see the success of these remakes, they're like, why won't we do Final Fantasy 1 through 6? It just makes sense. We'll finish up Dragon Quest in the next couple of years, and once that's done, we're gonna move right on to the Final Fantasy games. We've only ported them before, now we're gonna really do remake them and do them well. Not just pixel remaster, because again, that's kind of just porting with fast forward, but this would be like a real, true remake sort of thing, and I think that would be a very smart thing for them to do. And I just think that it kind of makes sense for them to give that to Team Asano, to say, hey, you know what, you're done Dragon Quest, work on this project next. So now I want to hear from you. What do you think about this? What are your thoughts on Dragon Quest Beyond Dreams? What are your thoughts on the Dragon Quest remakes? Do you think that this is going to lead to a renaissance of the Final Fantasy series as well? What do you think about all this? Let me know in the comments, and as always, have a good day.